Hello, Captains. It's me, TONIK TZW. This video is just titled Brainless. And it asks the question, is the player base really so dumb? Obviously, I have to include myself in that question because I'm part of the player base too. However, like Yogi, I do like to think that I'm smarter than the average bear, but that doesn't mean that I don't make mistakes and screw things up every now and then. We all do. However, some of this player base appear to be able to do it consistently, game after game. Three destroyers sat in the same smoke screen. These are examples just from this weekend. Here, start the game, four battleships parked behind the same rock, and names haven't been shown to protect the stupid. This one, I'm the only one that's gone forward. Left flank has gone forward. Everybody else has clustered in the middle. Even the guys that were on Charlie Cap with me. Think we got beat on that one as well. Here, once again, I'm on the cap contesting. Everybody's abandoned the other caps, including the two destroyers that are hiding behind the island in a smoke screen. Shaking my head at that one. And this one, I was in a cruiser. Red team had a destroyer in B, and basically the rest of red team came together from D to C. I was in a light cruiser and getting absolutely hammered. All those ships there got sunk before I did because as red team came around the flank, they all went forwards and got torpedoed the living daylights out of. And talking about dumb things, I'm running a battleship commander on a cruiser. And for those of you that know, you know. For those of you that don't, these battleship commanders and the Schroeder secondaries make it a very, very fun ship to play. So now that we can see people's captains and things, and we can see those people in legendary tier running a level 1 non-legendary commander, don't you just wish we could reach through the TV and slap those people around the face a little bit? But this lady has a couple of little tricks up her sleeve. This one is not relevant to cruiser commanders, or at least to the Schroeder, really, because you do have unlimited damage control charges. Now we are in game. It's two brothers, and the next person that I hear say on mic, "Oh, but I saw Spartan do it, or I saw Aaron do it, or I saw somebody else do it, where they went up the middle and they won the game and were heroes." I am literally going to find out where you live, come round your house, and stamp on all your toys. And yeah, it rages me. And we are telling this Kagero to get the hell back. The Navarin is telling him to get the hell back, and that ideally we would like him to spot for us. But he isn't going to listen. Now, he isn't going to get himself killed going up the middle because he's going to do something even stupider than what he's doing at the moment. And I am going to do some stupid things as well, but I am going to redeem myself by having a 3000 IQ decision very late in the game, which I think potentially could have saved it for us. We are pushing this flank. We are the weak flank. There is the Navaran. There is myself. I have sonar. I can't remember if the Navaran's got sonar because I didn't have that much money to throw at the friggin' game when it came out. For those of you that wonder why I don't do content on the latest, greatest ships and all the stuff that gets dropped in the store, it's because, quite simply, I do not have hundreds of pounds of disposable income to throw at a video game every single time they do an update. I live on a very limited income because of the cost of life increases. So if you're feeling generous and you like the video, you can leave a super thanks on the video. You could even have a look at the PayPal link in the channel description and make a little donation that way, because then YouTube don't take a third of whatever you're going to donate. Or if you want to bring me a big suitcase of cash, hit me up on PlayStation chat. or on the Xbox chat, which is TZW TONIK, and I'll give you my address to deliver that big suitcase of cash to. All donations greatly appreciated, and every donation that I get is obviously split with Charlie 50-50. So you'll be cheering him up and making him a happy boy, as well as making me a slightly bigger happy boy. Now we've pushed this Veneto with the Navaran. We've got two very good sets of secondaries, and we knew that there was another battleship there, but that was quite risky pushing up, and we have no idea where these torpedoes are coming from. And my sonar is running because I want to give us both a chance. And if anything, I will soak a torp for the Navaran, but I'm actually going to get out of the way of these ones, and I'm going to put some shots on that cargo because my secondaries are going on the cargo. I want my secondaries on the port side going on that Veneto. You'll see that our destroyer was pushed from the center, and he has now decided that instead of pushing through and going against the Iowa, he's pulled a 180 and he's going to come the long way round following myself and the Navaran. Now, honestly, that guy must have had his brain removed at birth, wet sanded and polished to a high level of sheen to have thought that that was the right decision to make at the time. Head in my hands. Went to the barber today for a haircut after work, and I'm surprised there was any hair left to cut because after the last couple of weeks of gaming, I've been pulling my hair out match after match. But we took care of the Navaran. We took care, sorry, not the Navaran, the Veneto. We took care of the cargo. And look, if that destroyer had just carried on up the middle, he would have had himself a nice big fat juicy Iowa there, and he could potentially have been on the cap as quick as we were on the cap. It was a dumb thing to do, taking himself out of the game and us not having anybody to spot for us, but I think we had the strength here to push. Now, what you've got to remember is there were still torpedoes coming in on that left side of the map as we pushed up, and there are still two destroyers in the game. My concern, is that there is a destroyer behind us, and what we could really do with is to have our hopefully low concealment Kagero go out there and spot whatever is firing torpedoes at us so that we can shoot at it, or that our secondaries can take it out. Looking at the minimap, we have got a ship lead. We've taken care of 3 of the ships on this side of the map. We've taken care of the carrier, which means there is less risk to our team out there. But it appears that all the rest of our team have decided to come running kind of clockwise around the map. And the second destroyer has decided to come through the middle as well, instead of hanging behind and potentially spotting for the team, and perhaps trying to contest the cap, and perhaps trying to reset the cap if red team get onto it. You know, you don't have to be slap bang on the middle of it. You've got torpedoes, and this is where I'm going to have my own little bit of smooth brain as we lose a ship to torpedoes. The carrier obviously hasn't really given us any support on the left side. He's not given us any support on the cap, but the carrier is going to do what he can to slow red team down from pushing round onto the cap. Our Navaran is getting hammered because he is obviously a very big ship. I have no understanding of why our Kagero is still not on the cap. He's turning, obviously firing torpedoes out there. Absolutely no idea what he's doing. He could have been on the cap and we could have had this game won a hell of a lot quicker than it's actually going to take to win, and without as much pain as it's going to take to win. I ate torpedo there. Takahashi's torpedoes are ridiculously long range, and I make the mistake now of firing my guns because I'm holding a lot of cap points, and that just means now that I can be reset. Why did I pull the trigger? Sheer frustration. The Kagero is now deciding that he's going to come onto the cap, probably about a minute and a half as we manage to get onto the cap with a battleship and a cruiser. I'm very fed up and I'm annoyed, and as this guy's broadside, I'm thinking, can I get a bloody good hit on him? The answer is no, but he can get a hit on me, and now I decide that the big brain idea to do here is to put one more salvo off him to go dark. We have two destroyers on the cap. The Navarin is still there behind me. Let's have a look. 56. So I'm carrying a few seconds of cap, but I'm going to go dark and I'm going to get off this cap thinking I can leave three ships on the cap because there is nobody defending our cap. Our carrier is doing what he can, but there is a battleship pushing through there onto our home cap. And if I can take any points off him and manage to get all the way onto our cap, even for a few moments, then I can contest it and stop them turning the cap. The two destroyers are out there. I can see where one of them was last spotted. As we push down here, we're going to see a smoke screen, and there's going to be a great big battleship in front of us, and I've got around 25% of my hit points left. So you're thinking, why are you sailing towards two destroyers and a battleship when there's a good chance that you're going to get killed? And the answer is because I felt it was the only way that we could potentially win this game. There is the Amagi flat broadside. I've only got two turrets there, and the secondary are running. We get a cap reset. We get some secondary hits. We're through 125,000 damage there. Our secondaries are running at max rate. So here we go. Start taking fire from the smoke screen. I know there's a destroyer on my right. I know the battleship's in front of me. I know there's a destroyer in the smoke screen. But as long as I can get on this cap and that battleship doesn't touch a cap, it means that we have got a win. Just as we fire that last shell, we pick up a high caliber, we turn the cap, and thank the Lord, we bring home a victory. 2 kills, 1 assist, a cap reset, high caliber. This was not a massive XP game, but it was a solid push by 2 ships. I'm sorry that the Navarin died. Carrier gets top spot, 1800, not a huge amount when you look at the fact that Red Team surpassed us on base XP for many of our team. They had that to lose, and they did lose it. So don't forget, smash that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, take up a membership, or send me a donation by PayPal if you're feeling generous. Everything is very greatly received. Thank you very much indeed. And as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.